right here. That's an interesting shot. Fortunately, there's nobody there. It's almost if he knows this area. I don't know why you'd pull through an area like that knowing it comes out to another street if you haven't been here before. But certainly he's slowed down quite a bit. Looks like he's looking around and maybe, just maybe, thinking about taking a run for it. Yeah, you were partially blocked there. There's the helicopter. Yeah, they won't. Sorry, Philip, you were partially blocked with your question, but they won't pull the helicopter off. I would doubt that. But we certainly seen a change in demeanor. You know, we had 130 miles an hour on the 60 freeway. There he sort of takes off a little bit down this little surface street here in the Whittier area, and the helicopter overhead's not going to back off. They're going to stay on him. There's no reason they wouldn't. Certainly, he's still a danger to the public, especially on surface streets like this. Go ahead and push in with the camera if you would a little bit. You see the high rates of speed now. Bring up our real-time speed tracker, but we could see him just take off all of a sudden. And, you know, you could have kids out here. I mean, certainly this could end up into a deadly accident. There's no question about that. And there is a real risk, but it's interesting that he's staying in this neighborhood, slowing down, looking around, then accelerating. Must know the helicopter's overhead, but no patrol cars behind him. Yeah. Can accelerate. Yep. Yeah, there's no question about that, and he's putting his life in danger, that's for sure. You know, one turn from one of these cars when he's doing 95 miles an hour on a surface street, if they don't see him, you know, even hitting a big pothole, I don't know if you ride a motorcycle or if you have much, but when you get up to those speeds, boy, I tell you, it gets extremely dangerous. At this street here is a pretty major as we travel northbound on Lark Ellen Avenue. It looks like there's some stoplights up ahead, but nothing in the way of traffic. And boy, look at the acceleration, though. You can tell these motorcycles, these modern-day motorcycles, are so fast. I mean, they go up to 180 miles an hour in some cases, some even faster. But the way they accelerate is incredible. Now he's at a stop light here, and I'm sure he'll look both ways before he goes through. So, you know, sometimes, Philip, we follow people that are being pursued, and we think there might be drugs or alcohol involved. This guy, not that case. He has control of that bike. He's ridden it very well from the moment we got overhead. And he's still looking around. There are no patrol cars behind him. We don't think any authorities are following him at this point on the surface streets, just from the air. Yep. He's got the steering stabilizer turned up, if you know what I'm talking about, because he doesn't want to go at those rates of speeds and hit anything that's going to make that front wheel wobble. But at this point, you know, law enforcement, I think, from following this, are just saying, hey, let's follow him from the helicopter. We can't really control what this guy does on the ground right now, and we really aren't in a position to try and stop this. I don't see that there's much that they could do to try and get in this guy's way. They're not going to be able to throw out a spike strip. That doesn't seem to be an option. CHP has called off their pursuit. It was on the freeways for a while. I believe this is going to be the West Covina area. And it's incredible, though, to watch these things accelerate, isn't it? At one moment, it looks like, bring up a real-time speed tracker. He'll be doing 35 or 40, and within an instant, he'll be up to 90 miles an hour. Yeah. Yeah. Push into the bike. Well, we're off the 210. He got off onto Buena Vista in front of a Best Buy here in front of the parking lot. You know, it's interesting. We had a report. We heard something over the scanner saying the CHP would not pursue. And then there were two patrol cars behind him for a moment. So not all that information gets to us correctly. They make changes we don't always know about. But they didn't follow him off of the freeway. So it may have been just a couple of patrol cars that were out. But he went through that shopping center there. It almost, Philip, it looks to me as if he's slowing, going into some areas, and actually, like I said earlier, playing a game of cat and mouse with the officers, looking to see if they're behind him, and then slowing down a bit till they get closer, and then taking off. But they're not playing that game at this point. They're not following him. Boy, look at that truck. He looked a little suspicious, like he was trying to get up along that motorcycle, that black dually there. But obviously, that gives you an idea, if you wanted to do that, how difficult it is. You just can't really get on a motorcycle in a situation like this. Oh, there you go. Yep. Sure. And yeah, yeah. Well, he's in an area now that this is going to be probably Monrovia, if I'm not mistaken, their jurisdiction. And you know, there'll be a lot of surface street patrol cars in this area. There's one behind him that you see right there. They're getting the information as to where he is. The longer he stays here, they've decided they're going to pursue this vehicle, at least at this point in this jurisdiction. And the longer he stays in this area, the more situated they'll have the patrol cars in intersections. We also heard just moments ago, Philip, that this could be stolen. So they're assuming now maybe a stolen vehicle. And we are going to get back on the 210 freeway westbound now. This is a long surface street that could put them back on the 210 west or put them back into that same shopping center. But no, look at the acceleration there, and back on the 210 westbound, headed towards Arcadia and Pasadena. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He's got good control of the bike. We've never seen anything in the way that anything we've seen that would make us think that this guy isn't an excellent rider. You know, his mental capacity, we certainly can question that, that's for sure. But his ability to ride the bike, he's certainly shown that he has, you know, mastery of that motorcycle. He's been able to swerve in and out of traffic, go into shopping centers, slow down with one arm and ride his bike, and wave at people, come up into a gas station real quick, get off the bike, fuel it back up, get back on board, and take off. So they're dealing with an individual who, unfortunately, can ride this thing well. It gives you an idea. You look at our screen right there. It gives you an idea what we're dealing with. We're getting some moisture up here along the foothills. And we're going to take that camera off for just a moment. Please bear with us. I want to see if we can't clear the screen. Go ahead and just move the camera lens to the left and see if the wind doesn't clear it off for a moment. And then we'll come right back on it, and that may help us out a little bit as far as our picture is concerned. It gets a little difficult. Heavy rain, it'll clear off. A drizzle like this when we're in the clouds, it makes it a little harder. That may have helped a bit, but it's getting difficult for us in these weather conditions to keep that clear. Not much. Yeah, I'm not seeing that, Philip. Not much of that. I can tell you it's going to be a problem for us here in a little bit because we have separation issues with the Sheriff's Department helicopter down below. And what that means is, you know, we're going to stay 1,000 feet from them and above them. That's our, you know, agreement with the Sheriff's Department. And as I look ahead, you don't see it, but there's some low clouds over the Pasadena area. And it may mean that we have to back out a little bit. And then when you do get low visibility like this, sometimes it could be difficult for us to really stay right on it. We'll see what happens as we get up ahead. But it looks like, you know, that Eagle Rock area, we've got some pretty low clouds. But I haven't seen slick roadways, so it doesn't look like it's going to affect, you know, his ability to have grip with the bike on our freeways at this point. Yep. Yes, that's correct. Yep. Got out of the way. Yeah, he's following behind. You know, he pulled over. He got into the fast lane. He was in the carpool lane. And then he got right back behind. But, you know, we're seeing speeds that are pretty even or close to the speed on the freeway. It's only a little bit faster. So, you know, we're looking at 67, 70, 75, about what the pattern of the speeds are on the 210. But the other motorcycle's keeping up with him, and he's right alongside him. They have 3 of them now. Yeah, you would hope the other motorcyclists had a little more sense than to take off and follow this guy. You know, not all these guys out there are that crazy, and most of them, you know, have their own health concerns at the foremost. And this guy, you know, he rides this thing well, but we've seen several situations where one turn of a car, one little incident, and you know, this guy may not make it. He'd be in an accident at those types of speeds. So vulnerable on a bike, you know, you can get seriously injured or killed real quickly. Is that? All right. Does that look like, whatever you can do, does that look like there's no lights on that bike, like it's a race bike? Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any headlights. An hour, 45 to an hour. Oh, looking for takeoff. Hover, hover, hover. Just hover. Just hover. Just keep your heading and hover. Right here, hold it. Hold it right here. Perfect. climb if you can and go south. Interesting. All right, towards them. Got it. Where'd he go? Where is he? Go this direction and just give me a left pedal turn, put it into a hover. I see him. Hold it right here. Perfect. Hold it right here. There you go. Now go forward. Push your nose over. I saw him. Let's go left a little bit. There's nobody out there. Come left for me. Yeah, I'm looking for him. Is that it? Okay. Stop it right here. I would climb if you can. Just get a little higher. Okay, hold it right here. Just give me a left. Hold it right here for a moment and climb. Go right up to this cloud layer. You're doing a great job, by the way. Okay, let's go straight ahead. Hold it right here. Now you went back that way. So just pull it into a hover, make a right pedal turn. This is good. Go to the north a little bit. Just hold it right here, basically. You're good. Just hold it in a hover. You better go north so we're not right on top of the sheriff ship. Keep going north. You're clear out my window. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, he did. You know, we've gone around in circles just south of the 210 on the lake in Colorado here on Green Street now, right in the heart of downtown Pasadena. It's unclear Pasadena PD is going to get involved. There we go. We talked about this earlier. Went into a parking structure, and that's why you want to have units behind him if you want to take him into custody, because we're into a parking structure here with a helicopter overhead. He'll be radioing for the patrol units in Pasadena to head this direction. And all we can do is keep a wide shot and see if we see the suspect come out. But I've seen several of these pursuits with motorcycles and vehicles as well, where the suspect will finally go into a parking structure and then try and make a run for it on foot. And we'll just have to see exactly how this is going to unfold. There's one. Yep. Two. It's possible. I mean, he may have got out and we didn't see him, nor did the sheriff's helicopter overhead. It's hard to say, but they're going to surround this parking structure now, and that's the trade-off that you have. If you're going to follow a suspect on a motorcycle driving erratically at those rates of speed with patrol cars, you risk the officers and you risk the public. But if you had them behind the motorcycle when he pulls into a parking structure, more than likely you could surround it quickly and take that individual into custody. So in my opinion, I think it's better to just let him go, especially, you know, we just heard that it's basically, at this point, just guilty of a misdemeanor. You know, if it was a big truck traveling at those rates of speeds, then I think they'd have to do something to make sure they were going to try and stop it. But at this point, if the suspect goes into this parking structure and makes a run for it, nobody gets hurt, then this ends pretty well. It'll end very well if they get him into custody. And basically, he's only able to walk out, so they do want to surround it at this point. And we didn't see him come back out from the parking structure, so we still believe that he's inside, and the sheriff's helicopter's overhead just orbiting. It looks like they believe that he's inside. They did not see him come out either. It looks like we're hearing they're arresting somebody. Push in to the left on the street there. I believe they might be arresting someone. We did hear that. We're going to try and drift a little bit so we can get into the front, but they may have just taken the suspect into custody. There he is, I believe. That's someone. I'm not certain if it's him or not, but it could be if he got rid of his sweater. All right. Should climb a little bit if you can. I think we can go up another 50, 100 feet. Open up a little bit. Yep. We're clear, right, Jay? So we're clear? All right, copy. Good job, Ben. I know that wasn't easy. I've been there before. No, it makes it more difficult, I know. Oh, they made you make the call?